Hello everyone and welcome to the Shenanigans. Today we are trying something a little bit different. We are going to be opening up and assembling the RX-78-2 Gundam from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. Now this is the entry grade version. I do have the high grade version, which we'll be opening in another video, for comparison. So I've been a fan of the Gundam series ever since I started watching Gundam Wing back in, I think that was probably the early 2000s, maybe late 90s. I don't remember when it came to the US. I just fell in love with the Gundam series as a whole. This is kind of, my first attempt at actually modeling Gundams. I do have a heavy arms model that I put together that I think was this entry grade, if I remember correctly. And there was a master grade model of heavy arms that was on sale for years and years and years, probably 10 plus years ago. And I just regret never having bought it because I loved heavy arms, but at the time I wasn't really into modeling. Now that I've been doing 40K for several years, I'm very much into modeling, and as you can see on here, it's a plastic kit. It says you only need the nipper to build. You don't need glue, and it's colored, although I'm sure hardcore Gunpla people will say you still have to paint it yourself just to get that kind of detail. But yes, we're going to be opening this, taking a look at it, and assembling it, and we'll see how long it takes. I might have to do a time lapse just to speed things up a bit. But we'll see. I'm very excited. I do really enjoy modeling. Like I said, especially since I got into 40K, I've gotten into like just building models of, whatever else I can find models of. If there's an easier way to open this, somebody in the comments, please let me know, so I don't destroy this box. I guess I could just use the nippers to cut the plastic, right? There it goes. See how easy that was? Look at that. Alright, let me get my garbage bag going over here. So like I said, this is basically the default Gundam from the very original Mobile Suit Gundam series. The most recognizable, probably, out of all of them. I do also have the high-grade version of Char's Zaku, so we'll be doing that a little bit later as well. Oh, God. Part of this is because, one, I realized that in past several months I've been kind of focusing hardcore on Pokemon, and that really wasn't what the channel was meant to be. This channel is meant to be kind of an amalgam of everything that's sci-fi and fantasy and geeky. So let me take that off of there. So there are the sprues. Yeah. Oh, nice. They're all wrapped too. That's very nice. And then it has instructions. Let me get that out the way. Very neat. Let me switch cameras. See, and I'm not sure if I want to use the wide-angle camera for this or the close camera. I think we'll use the closer camera. Let me switch that real quick. Back. Boom. Yeah, because now we can actually read the instructions. And again, it looks to be very simple. I like that a lot. Sorry, but what I was saying earlier. So I realized that my channel had become very focused on Pokemon, and I kind of want to spread that back out again, get some more 40K stuff, get some Gundam stuff. Just whatever, floats my boat. Because I like a lot of geeky things, guys. I'm a big Star Wars fan, a big Lord of the Rings fan, Gundam fan, 40K fan. And I want my channel to reflect that. And partially, too, it's getting a lot more difficult to find Pokemon cards. So my stash is running very, very low. And so it's not going to be long before I literally can't do Pokemon cards on the channel anymore. Cool, so the instructions look pretty straightforward, so let's get into it. The sprues are, again, kind of color-coded. But then they also have, like B1, B2, so it makes it very easy to find, exactly where each part is supposed to be. So yeah, I believe, like I said, I had a heavy arms that I put together last year, actually. I didn't do it on the channel, I just did it for fun. But I believe that was also along the lines of this entry grade, because the color of the sprues and all that looks very similar. Trying to get some ASMR there for you guys. Yeah, crumpling plastic wrap. That's a great sound, I'm sure. But yeah, Heavy Arms is my favorite Gundam, if you haven't guessed yet. I just love the Gatling cannon, and then especially in Endless Waltz, when it's like the dual Gatling cannons and you get that blue paint job. Oh, that was my favorite. But that's the thing, is each Gundam series has its own kind of unique style. Especially the original Mobile Suit Gundam, there was such a contrast in style between the United Earth Federation and then the forces of Zeon. They had such a distinct difference in style, and with Gundam Wing you saw it as well between like the Alliance and the Gundams and then Oz, they all kind of had their own design and everything. Yeah, this is actually very similar to that Heavy Arms I put together last year, so hopefully this will be quick. All right, let's get the instructions out because I don't want to jack this up. Are we putting the head together first? I guess so. Cool. So I need A1 and B1. All right, well, there's B1. Oh, goodness gracious. Like I said, I might do a time lapse. I might not, just depending on how long this takes me. This is B1. We need part number 1. Okay, cool. I got my plastic nippers here. Clippers, whatever you want to call them. These are actually the ones I used for when I'm assembling 40K stuff. Admittedly, it's been a while since I've assembled anything 40K, just because it's kind of been stagnant because of, COVID and whatnot. Okay, so there is part of the head. That's good. And we need part number 2, of course. Got to get that head piece. All right. Trying not to destroy the plastic here. I realize that's not on camera. See if I can try doing this on camera. It's just I gotta do like... It's hard to cut it precisely without actually looking at the piece. Okay, so there's that piece. So those were B1 and then I need B1 3. Okay, that's that one there. Oh, cool. Yeah, so, I mean, again, this is an entry grade level. So, honestly, a lot of this stuff just kind of pops off the sprue. You don't necessarily need the clippers for it. It just gives you a cleaner kind of edge if you use the clippers. So, let's go with... yep, snippity snappity. Oh, well, yeah, just pops off. Not gonna complain, though. I like the easy-to-assemble models. I hate when... they make a model like just ridiculously difficult to put together for whatever reason. 16, that's that one. I will say I'm kind of pleased with how Games Workshop is starting to do stuff for their 40K models, because a lot of them are becoming easier to build without being like stuck in a single pose or whatever, because they're using a lot of like circle pegs and things like that to just kind of make it simple. Okay, let's not screw this part up. I think I screwed it up. That's okay. That's okay. We can make it work. Again, this is the entry grade. I think this was maybe $15, maybe $10 even. I don't remember. It was surprisingly cheap for a model kit, because a lot of modeling kits are not cheap at all. Okay, so we want to do... Okay, so we want to do A1. A216, which was this one. And how does that go together? Oh, like that. Okay. Oh, that's super simple. I like that. And then we do A1. Okay, we did that, and then B1, which was this one, I think. Oh, I do see that. Look at that. Look at that, that's coming together. Let's get that in focus. Yeah, you can definitely see the head coming together there. That's really neat. Okay, and then this is going to be... Alright. Come on now. Uh-oh. Did I not line that up correctly? Oh, there it goes. Look at that. That's going together real easy. Again, that's one of the things that I know turns a lot of people off of 40K is just it seems to be really difficult to put together a lot of the pieces, which is definitely a fair point. Is that the right piece? Oh, yes, I see. I think I did clip that a little bit too much, but that's all right. That is okay. We can make it work. Nice, look at that. And then that goes into there. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad at all. You definitely see that there's some places where you need to like smooth out the plastic edges. But again, this is for an entry grade. This is not like a master grade at all. So this is definitely not bad. Okay, well, we got the head together, so that's good news. Let's get the body together next. We need what is this? A1-2. It's this big golden chunky piece right here. And that again is where like having a high grade set of clippers will come in handy. Because my clippers are pretty cheap, and they've been worn down a bit because again I've used them for 40K for quite a while. But they're doing the job well enough. Again, this is entry grade, not like, you know, high grade, master grade, whatever. It will be interesting to compare this to, because again I do have the high grade modeling kit as well for the same mobile suit. It'll be interesting to compare the two and just see how they actually differ, and if the price difference is worthwhile. Because I believe they're the same scale, 1/144th scale, if I remember correctly. How do you go together? So like that. Okay, look at that. It's coming together. I think. Is that supposed to be like that? Maybe? Oh, looks like it to me. Good enough. Alright, so then A217 goes in behind, which is this red chunky piece here. Alrighty then. And that goes like question mark? Yeah, it says it goes like in there. Oh, I do see that. Okay. That fits. Hey. I think. Interesting. Alright, A15, which is this next blue piece. Snipping away, snipping away. Beauty. Alright. And that piece goes on top like so. Again, this is fitting together very easily. Again, I'm not the most precise when it comes to clipping. As you can see, there's definitely a lot of excess plastic that I could probably scrape off. But this is still coming together very, very easily. Again, being an entry grade, that's kind of what I would hope for. It's what I would expect. A218 is you. Snippity snoopity. Get ready for the boopity. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I'm just making stuff up as I go along. I'm trying to provide interesting commentary, because otherwise this is going to be a really long, dull video. But there may be no helping that anyways. Yeah, I'm definitely having like flashbacks to when I was assembling that Heavy Arms model. It's very much the same style kit. Just very, very simple, very easy to do. Especially because I know, like I said, a lot of people get intimidated by things like Warhammer 40K and by Gunpla, just because they think it's going to be super hard to build everything and to attach everything together. But honestly, this is a very, very easy kit to start with. I can highly recommend that. I do have a fair amount of experience with assembling stuff, so I'm not a novice myself. But just for people who are new to it, who are curious about it, the entry grades are definitely a good place to start, I would say. I don't know if this is working the way they wanted it to, but whatever. It's fine. We'll make it work. Alright, so we got some more pieces going. A110, which should be this one here. Snip. Snip. And so that's going to be like so. That's the right arm of the mobile suit. And then A210. Do I have a different A2 sprue? B1, B2. It's A3, A4. I guess that's A210? Oh, I see. Okay, it is kind of split weird. I gotcha. Alright. We're gonna make this work, guys. Nice and simple. And then that should go like so. Maybe. There it goes. Nice. Snapping in place. I dig it. Then A17, that's going to be kind of the neck joint, I guess you could say. The head joint connects to the neck joint and all that. And I don't think, pretty sure that's symmetrical, so I can put it in either way. Nice. I definitely feel like this is going to be getting some good articulation as well. Okay, cool, cool. Alright, so now we need A29, which is the kind of backpack jump pack here. And snip. Snip. Snip, snip. Good, good, good. And that's B321, B421. Is that over here? So that's B3. Oh, I do see it. Yep, those are the beam sabers. Alrighty then. Alright, so that's B3. Goes on that side. And then B4. Clippity cloopity. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I got B3, B4 going into the back here. And then that should just moosh into place. Look at that. Nice and simple. Like I said, I'm very pleased with how straightforward this is. And again, yes, I understand it's an entry grade model, but that being said, it's still like straightforward enough, you know? It really is, what I would say it lives up to the name. It is a very easy to put together good entry point for people wanting to get into the hobby. It's B3, B4, we need B1. Alright, now the arms coming together. So this might be just a wee bit more complicated. We need B1-8, B2-8, B1-9, B2-9. Okay, so this is just saying that we're duplicating this on both sides. Okay, so we need 8. Da-da-da. Alright. So we've got B1-8 and then B1-9. Snippity snoopity. There we go. Alright. And then may as well do them both at the same time, right? Save some time. Let's get going. Alright, there's that piece. Alright then, so these both can go together like so. Kind of feel like we should have put that piece in there before, but that's not what the instructions said, so that's fine. Who needs instructions, right guys? I do. I need instructions. Okay, then we need A111, A211, which are these bad boys here. Alright, there's that one. Alright. So now then, we should be able to take one of these and clip it like that. And that's kind of, I think, the elbow joint. And then same thing for this one. Alright, making good progress. So now we need B14, which I believe was on this sprue, which we have 2 of. Yeah, I definitely need to sharpen my clippers here. Again, these were a very cheap set of clippers. I think somebody bought me on Amazon as a gift as part of like a whole modeling tool set, so it's nothing crazy. You can obviously spend more on clippers and get, you know, higher quality ones, but I couldn't honestly tell you if it's worthwhile or not. That just spun out of place. Okay, we'll just do that. Keep it simple, right? Alright, cool. So then this piece goes like so. Alright, cool. And then this piece goes like so. Alright. Oh, that clipped into place. That is one of my pet peeves with some modeling kits, when you're trying to put something together and it doesn't really like slot into place correctly, so you're kind of sitting there wondering, well, did I put it in there right? Did I not put it in there right? When there's that satisfying like click, like you know you got something in place right, that is, ooh, that's nice. I hope the audio heard that, the microphone. That is a very satisfying feel. Alright, so now we need B17, which is that piece there. Ooh, don't clip the wrong place there. Okay, so that is for the right arm, and then B27 is for, I guess I can just, yeah, like, that's one thing I'm noticing is, like, you don't necessarily need the clippers for this set, because some of these pieces you can just twist out of place, and they come off just fine without leaving much in the way of, like, excess plastic. Alright, let's get these Fists of Fury. That was another kit that they had, actually, was it a kit or was it an action figure? I think it was an action figure, actually. Was Burning Gundam from the G Gundam series, which was another of my favorite of the Gundam series, just because it had a very unique, like, control style for the mobile suits. Okay, so I believe that goes like that, and then that one goes like that. Same thing for this one. Alright, and now we can start assembling the torso here. Again, very, very simple to assemble. I love the ball and socket joints because they give a lot of versatility, a lot of mobility, compared to like fixed joints. Oh, I did not get the head on there. Oh, there it goes. I think. Nice. Again, you can definitely see that for hardcore modelers, there's definitely going to be some more painting that needs to be done to give it a more dynamic look. But just as is, for me, like, I'm enjoying this. This is nice and simple. I don't have to worry too much about, you know, painting it, because it looks good enough, which is, you know, if you know me, that's what I aim for. It doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. Which ones are we looking for? B1, B2, 6? Oh, okay, I see. Just looks a little bit different than what it is on the picture, but I see what they're going for there. Okay, yeah, I see. So that's B16, and then B26 is over on this side. And again, you can kind of just like snip one of these, maybe two of them, and the last one you can just wiggle out, and it's just fine. You don't have to go crazy with it. All right, there we go. Shoulder on. And shoulder on. I mean, that's really starting to come together. Like, you definitely know which mobile suit you're assembling by this point, if you didn't know already. Alright, so we need B213. That's this piece over here. I keep forgetting, I'm trying to do this on camera for you guys. It's just a little bit tricky because I have to look around all the camera and microphone and all that so I can see what I'm doing. Alright. So there's that. And then we need A1 4. A1's on this side. Yep. Oops. Don't get stuck. There it goes. Alright, there's one. And then these. I think those just clip into place. I don't think there's any particular method or anything like that. Nice. Looks alright so far. Alright, so now we need A219, which is, I believe that's the kind of groin area. the pelvis, if you will. All right, and we need A13, which is that. Oh, right, don't clip off that. That's kind of important. Alrighty then, is that entire sprue? Let's take a look at that. I believe that's the entire sprue done. Alright then, one sprue down, guys. Alright, so how are we assembling this? So this is going like that. Alright. That's assembled there, and then we need B212, which is that big chunkin' piece. Alright. And so that goes like so. Look at that. Nice and simple coming together. And then this piece goes on top there. Look at that. And then we need B111, which is that. Making good progress, guys. All right. And that goes like so. Look at that. It's all coming together, guys. Look at that. Gives a little bit of flex, too, for the legs, which is kind of nice. All right, speaking of the legs, this is B319. I think this is A3. Here we go. B319. Okay. I see what they're laying out. Okay, clip that. Bingo bongo. And this is another one where there's basically two halves that you put together simultaneously, so that's always nice. I hate when you're going through a model and it makes you go through like each step twice in the instructions instead of just compiling together when they are exactly identical like this. Am I right? Yeah, A25. All right. Again, I like that it snaps in place because it gives you a nice kind of audio return that you did in fact slot the right piece in the right place. It's kind of a nice little confirmation. All right, we need A324 and A424. I believe it's these joints here. It's interesting too, the difference in texture of some of the different plastics. Like the gray plastic seems to be kind of soft and almost rubbery, whereas the other plastics are a little more rigid and firm, even though they're on the same sprue, which I think is kind of fascinating. That's the right piece there. Yeah, again, it just kind of pops off, which I like. I do like it when it just kind of pops off like that. And then, so that goes, yep, like that. And you can definitely already tell there's going to be a lot of articulation. For an entry grade model especially, that's kind of impressive to me. Because I bought the Sister of Battle action figure a couple weeks ago, and I was playing around with that, and honestly, the articulation just wasn't there, you know? Like, it wasn't as articulated as I would expect for a action figure of that quality. So it was definitely kind of disappointing. But this definitely, you can already tell it's going to have a lot of articulation, which anyone who does, you know, this kind of modeling is going to tell you articulation is very, very nice to have, because you can pose it however you want to, display it however you want to. It's just a nice, you know, nice touch. It's nice to be able to pose it the way you want it to look. If you want to reenact a battle or something, or a specific scene from the show, it's definitely good to have high articulation. so that's going like so. And it should attach like that. Very neat. And then we'll do the same for this one. Look at that. It's coming together, guys. It is coming together. All right, now we need the actual leg pieces themselves. So 16 and 17. All right, and then again, we can just kind of twist them off. Like, it doesn't provide as clean of a cut, but it does kind of move things along just a little bit faster. All right. So if we attach you together, give it a nice firm squeeze. You want to make sure you get the pieces as close together as you want. And, you know, technically speaking, you could use modeling glue if you wanted to ensure that this is going to stay together. It's not necessary. Again, that's what it's designed for, is just to be able to be assembled by hand without glue. But again, for the more hardcore enthusiasts of the hobby, they may still, you know, apply the glue themselves just because they want to ensure that it sticks together, which is fair. You know, you do you. That's what's nice about these kinds of hobbies is, you know, you can do it, you know, give 110% if you want to, and it's going to come out great. You can give it, you know, 0.5% if you want to, and it's still going to come out, you know, pretty well. It's just a matter of how much effort you want to put into it. That's what I always tell people with 40K especially is, you know, there's people who can paint just the most beautiful miniatures that you've ever seen. But for me, I'm a fan of just getting it, you know, good enough, because I don't care if it's a little bit bad or if it's not 100% accurate. I just want it to look good enough for what I want. Because I don't have really the skill or the patience to sit there and do like some of the amazing stuff that people do with it, and that's okay. That's the whole point of it being a hobby, is you do it your way. I'm starting to sound like Bob Ross over here. But you know, in all seriousness, that's the thing. It's like, I hate when people try to get into a hobby and they're discouraged because, you know, the other hobby people are like, oh, well, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. It's like, you know, everyone does it their own way. Like, if you want to get into like competitions, obviously you're going to have to do, you know, whatever the rules are for the competitions. But just as, you know, if you're doing it for fun, just for your own good. Oh, that's another sprue done, guys. Nice. Then obviously you just, you know, do it the way you want to do it. You know, don't let anybody tell you how to do your hobby. Okay, so B. How does this go? Okay, so this piece goes there. Okay. I got that much. Oh, I see. There's a piece that's going to go in between it. Okay. I'm starting to understand. I get the picture. Alright, so that kind of goes like that. Okay. It's always good to try and dry fit stuff, too. I mean, again, this is not a model that needs glue. But if you are gluing stuff, you want to make sure to dry fit it first, just to make sure that the pieces are going to come together the way you're expecting them to come together. So now we need A322 and A422. All right. There we go. It's been a while since I've done any modeling, too, and I just kind of forgot how, like, I don't know, just it's relaxing for me, you know? Just being able to sit here with a pair of clippers and start putting some together, and then as soon as it starts coming together, you get that kind of nice little feel that, hey, I'm, you know, getting it together, I'm doing something right. It's nice change of pace, just because sometimes, you know, life can be hard, and, you know, it's nice to have something go right for once. Okay, like that, and then like that. I think I did that right. Nice. And that attaches to the foot. Like so. Yeah, look at that. We got a leg, guys. This Gundam is showing off some leg. Cue saxophone music. Look at that. That just comes together. All right, we got the leggies. Did I just say that we got the leggies? Good grief. Okay, so then this should be... Oh, wait, I do see there's pieces that we have to shove in there. That is 21. Ah, I do see it. Haha. Just when you think you got it simple. Gotta snip some more pieces out of place. I did see that Games Workshop, I think, put out a new Imperial Guard kit to replace the old Cadian kit, which was desperately needed, that's for sure. The old Cadian kit was ancient by comparison. It needed to be updated, so... Okay, so we got that. So does this go up here then? Yeah, okay. So that goes nice. Pops into place. Again, ball and socket joints. They're such a simple concept, but they just take a model from 10 and crank it up to 11 because you get that extra posability, that extra articulation out of those ball and socket joints. Okay, so now B110. Aha, those ones. We're almost done, guys. We only got a handful more pieces left. This has been quite a long video. But I don't think I'm going to speed it up at all, now that I think about it. You know, I was talking about maybe doing some time-lapse, but I think it's good to have the whole thing and all the conversation and commentary that we've had together. I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece out just so I can be done with this sprue. Sometimes it helps to just get a little bit ahead of the instructions when it comes to cutting stuff off the sprues so you can clear out empty sprues and clear out space to work with and maneuver with. Alright. And these were identical, so yes, it doesn't matter which side I put which one on. Beautiful. We get this side. Oh, look at that. That's nice. And you still have, like I said, you still have a ton of articulation here. Yeah, you got a lot of ways you can pose this guy. Alright, then we're going to attach the torso. Look at that. Look at that. He's coming together. Cool, cool, cool. So now I think all that's left is the beam rifle and the shield. I believe. Yep. Beam rifle and shield. So let's... I don't know how this thing folded up. Whatever. Alright. So for the beam rifle, I think it's pretty straightforward here. Did we miss a piece? What are these 23s from? We may have to go back and see if we missed a piece. That's always possible. I was getting excited, getting ahead of myself. But I believe the gun should be relatively easy to put together. Beam rifle, excuse me. Because I think that's what it is. I don't know, I think the Zaku's generally have a solid projectile gun. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, so these go... Does that go inside of the thing? I think I hear my dog snoring. Oh, that's nice. The sight can bend any which direction, too. So depending on how he's holding the gun, that's pretty sweet. Alright, so the gun is in place. Da-da-da-da. Now, I do notice that it does not come with any beams for the beam sabers. So the beam sabers, in this case, are purely decorative. Which is a little disappointing, I would say. I think you should have the beam sabers as an option at the very least. But, you know, it is what it is. It's, again, an entry-grade model, so it's nothing too fancy. I do believe the high-grade model does have the option for the beam sabers, if I recall looking at the box. So I may model that one with the beam sabers just for some diversity. All right, we got that shield, and then I got to figure out where these pieces were supposed to go because I feel like we might have missed something here with those pieces. Which, again, with a model like this, because we're not gluing it, we do have that advantage where we can go back and change pieces around if we need to. Just because generally when you're gluing models, the glue tends to act pretty quick to hold stuff in place. So you got to make sure you get things right the first time. All right, so that's good there. There is a solvent that you can use to dissolve the glue, of course. But, you know, I've never had too much success with doing something like that. Like I said, for me, when I'm gluing stuff, I definitely take my time and try and get it done right the first time. And depending on what type of glue you use, I guess, too, you do have some play. Like, if you don't get it immediately right, you can kind of, like, unstick it before the glue completely cures and just try again. But, okay, where does this one go? Like that. Yeah. So then he can... Oh, I see. So then the shield kind of goes like that. Oops. I might have jacked this up. I think you're supposed to put... Yeah. Just put that piece in second. Because the shield can technically rest on the back, too. There we go. Alright, so we got his shield up. Nice. So we are more or less finished. Oh, I bet you that's where these pieces go. Aha! There we go. See, who needs instructions? Not this guy. That's again a complete fabrication. I totally rely on the instructions. But okay, so what was this, about 40 minutes later? We got him assembled. Let me get him in focus so we can get a better look at him. Again, for an entry grade model, it looks pretty sweet. It doesn't have a lot of the like fine detail that you would find on some of the higher grade models. Obviously, there's some stuff that you could probably paint on to make him look a little bit better. But for, like I said, I think this guy was only like 10, 15 bucks. That's not bad. And that was a really quick and easy model to assemble. Again, it's a good starting point if you're wanting to get into Gunpla, or just modeling in general for Gundams. Definitely a good entry point for that. I highly recommend it if you're looking to get into the hobby at all. Oops. You can get to, it does say it has the, oops, let me get that on camera. The mounting point, because they do sell like mounts that you can put them on and then you can pose them in any direction and they'll still be, you know, stable. Or you can put them like flying modes and stuff like that. They can get as well. So I am very pleased with this. Let me know what you guys think of this kit in the comments below. Also, do you enjoy this type of video? Like I said, I know this is a longer video, not a whole lot of commentary because I was focused on working on this, but if you enjoy that kind of thing, I'm definitely going to do more. I've got, like I said, I've got 2 more kits to assemble at least. I've got the high grade variant of this specific Gundam, as well as I have Char Zaku in the high grade as well that we're going to be assembling in the coming weeks, just for comparison. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.